Indian basically abdominal area of the Indian and Pakistani people increase due to the several activity we will discuss. So if you are a new, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. So let's understand about that. Basically the Indian people contain a heavy abdomen, is the protruding abdomen, which that contain a fat, but it is not only fat, also the inflammation and the digestive problem. So due to the high consumption of the sugar in the form of soda water, in the form of complex carbohydrate like the basically different foods which that you can see in this image, and in this way basically a lot more problem is due to the abdominal fat like the arteriosclerosis and even the cardiovascular diseases. And in this way basically the blood circulatory system disease can progress due to this type of obesity. For example, the obesity is different type like the basically the peripheral obesity and the abdominal fat obesity. Some people have the whole body contain fat in the form of below the skin, the hypodermis basically contain adipocyte, and that adipose tissue will grow, and due to the accumulation of fat via insulin resistance and a lot more problem. So basically their life basically related to the bad eating habit like the high amount of carbohydrate but the less amount of the protein, and in this way they will progress the abdominal fat. So in this way basically they also eat the fat containing product, but with fat they also eat the sugar, refined sugar, even the complex carbohydrate. Both are equal basically now, and the complex carbohydrates when you will eat. So in this way that complex carbohydrate will digest in the digestive system, and in this way they increase the glucose, simple glucose, due to the enzyme, and that glucose simple will enter into the blood circulatory system, will spike the insulin. Remember about that, when spike the insulin, and in this way it will lead to decrease the growth hormone, and in this way the growth hormone will decrease, will lead to inhibit the fat breakdown, and that is why the increase of the abdominal fat. On the other important thing is that surrounding of the digestive system contain a lot more fat due to the abdominal fat, and in this way it will push the basically gastrointestinal tract, and in this way the gastrointestinal tract will narrow, and the movement of the bowel movement problem will lead to cause inflammation, and that inflammation will lead to increase and protruding abdomen due to this inflammation, and in this way this will lead to cause obesity, and that obesity basically increase the low degree inflammation, and this low degree inflammation will lead to activate the immune cell, and in this way the destruction of the tissue will lead to trigger, and on the other hand the fat accumulation. And number one thing is, this is the important things, and in this way they basically more and more eating the basically a lot mix of the food, because they are more eating the food, and in this way the more sugary materials, and in this way basically increase the abdominal area of the with the fat. So remember about that things. Basically the soda water, jalebi, samosas and golgappe, which that is also trigger the fat accumulation in the abdomen, and that Indian and Pakistani activity with the bad eating habit is too much heavier as compared to the other, but also the other country also involved for this. But important thing is that the Indian and Pakistani involving more to increase their abdomen due to the bad eating habit. This is the number one thing. And the second is that basically they will not follow the normal routine of their life like the exercise, fasting, ketogenic diet and better sleep. So these four things basically will activate the obesity. And on the other hand, the stress, more stress will lead to increase the obesity, because the stress will lead to increase the insulin due to the increase of the sugar in your blood, which that will lead to increase the insulin, and in this way the all sugar will convert into the fat, and this fat basically will lead to damage the body, and in this way the obesity will lead to cause arteriosclerosis, dementia, brain fog, and on the other hand the cognitive impairment, bipolar disorder, even Alzheimer's disease and other type of disease, which that is the nervous system related disease. On the other hand, important things you should need to understand, they are also not exercise in the daily routine. That is why they will increase the abdominal fat and eat more and more caloric food like the ice cream, and on the other hand the refined sugar and candies, and a lot more drinks which that contain soda water, which that contain a lot more sugar, and this sugar will increase their basically increase the fat while deplete the essential vitamin like vitamin, fat soluble vitamin and the water soluble vitamin, which that will not store and not work properly, because you are not intaking the good food, not eating the fiber containing food, and that will lead to cause many problems in the India and Pakistan. So important thing you should need to understand. So that is why the Indian and Pakistani, those people which that are basically health conscious, they can reverse that process and they can reduce their obesity and can get the healthy physique. That is why India and Pakistan contain healthy nutritional diet, because the soil rich with the nutrients, and in this way the growth of the plant which that provide the all type of the essential vitamins and the antioxidants. But if you work and proper diet, so in this way it can be reversed. But on the other hand, it can be progress and will lead to cause inflammation, and that will lead to cause many disease. So in this way, important thing you should need to understand that for Indian and Pakistani people, so the Indian and Pakistani people should concern with the micronutrient mostly, like the all vitamin containing diet, which that green vegetables prefer more, and in this way it will reverse. And on the other hand, the obesity can be decreased. This is the number one important things. On the other hand, the decrease the sugar eating. Don't eat the sugar with the green tea. Some people drink the water with the sugary material, like the basically is known as the different syrups and different type of the sugar, which that basically increase the obesity due to the spike of the insulin. But you should focus on the decline of the insulin and spike of the growth hormone via fasting, ketogenic diet, high exercise, and the best sleep. And their basically sleep pattern is not good. That is why they are more protruding abdomen, and which that basically due to the other things. And India and Pakistan also contain anxiety, stress, depression, disorder due to the inflammation and due to the fat, due to the obesity. And the obesity will basically ultimately, you know about that, basically decrease the growth hormone, and in this way the growth hormone will not work, so the brain derived neurotrophic factor and the epidermal growth factor will not spike, and on the other hand the fibroblast growth factor and the insulin like growth factor will not trigger, will lead to decrease the growth, decrease the basically longevity. In this way you will quick and rapidly aging process will begin, because the inflammation, because the damage of the tissue, and on the other hand the abdominal problem, basically colon cancer chances will increase due to this problem. I hope you make sense about that. So for you to understand, for Pakistani people and the Indian people, you should reverse it via a ketogenic diet or Atkins diet, high protein, low fat, even the zero carbohydrate. While on the other hand, for ketogenic diet, it is important basically high fat diet with the low level of the protein, while the zero carb. And in this way, you can reverse this problem. Even the anti-aging process will occur, and in this way, you will decrease the aging. You will look more younger, and due to this activity. So basically, you should understand about that. You should concern with the micronutrient. All micronutrient, essential micronutrient are present in the green vegetable. You should consume daily, and you can eat the fat containing meat, which that is important, also chicken, but don't use the sugar. That is the biggest problem for the Indian and Pakistan people. I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, please make sure to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. For this time, bye. Allah Hafiz.